Blog Talk Radio.
Stainless, skill, stainless, skill, stainless, skill.
Yo, what is good? What is good? This is Inspectah, and I'm with my boy M.Bowden. M.Bowden, what's good?
What's good, world? What's good, world?
Today we're talking about, we touched on it a little bit yesterday, but today we go more in depth with the whole situation in New York. New York's on the verge of anarchy. As you guys already know, this weekend on Saturday, this guy walked up to two police officers that were just sitting in the car, just chilling. And he shot him. He killed him. And the guy claims that he was doing this because he wanted revenge for what happened to Eric Gardner. And he wanted revenge from the NYPD. And before they can arrest him, he committed suicide. And right now, the NYPD is pretty much turned against Mayor Bill de Blasio, accusing him, saying that he has blood on his hands for what happened, because they feel like he's enticing all the riots and all the protests in New York City. You know, he went out and said that he's married to a black woman, so he went out and said that he tells his kids to be careful when they're walking down the street because the NYPD might shoot them. And when you say stuff like that, you know, you entice people and you rile people up. And then they're also mad at the Obama administration because Barack Obama and Holder, can't think of his first name right now, but Holder, they came out and pretty much said the same, similar to what, the Mayor de Blasio said. And so right now we're just we're talking about that. We can get people's views. If you want to, pitch in, you can call us at 347-826-7068. And if you want to chat, you can go on Blog Talk Radio and chat with us online. And we'll respond. And if you have any questions, you can chat with us. We'll answer them. And so, that's what's going on. And before I go any further, Bob, what's your whole views on, what's going on in New York? Do you think the mayor and President Obama have blood on their hands? And do you agree with the NYPD?
It's a complicated situation. It's a complicated situation. One of them things that people just need to be more divided. Yes, Eric Gardner situation was a tragedy, but we need to do more open. We need to come together more on human rights. Come together on better human relations. Not so much of on race, but just basic human rights.
It's hard to do that though when you have public leaders like the mayor of New York, like the president of the United States, dividing the country by playing the race card.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. We need more of this type of conversation. We need more conversation. We need more love, more compassion. That's what we need as a people. These are the holidays, and at the same time, we all have family members. I think we all are part. I don't think anybody are from outer space. From any way, we are from the same earth. At the end of the day, and we all have children. We raise children. We send our children to school to be treated right and treated with respect. We send our our husbands and wives. They go off to work. And they should be treated with the dignity and respect. And you have your parents and everybody connected. So when something happened to one person, it affects the whole community. Just like with Eric Gardner when he got choked out by the police officer. That wasn't about race. That was just procedure that went a little too far. That don't have nothing to do with race. And for people in the media to rally race, and for people like Al Sharpton to rally race, and it's not really race, then then you rally up the people to make people commit crimes like the crime that was committed the other day when the guy walked up to the police car and killed 2 people.
Yeah, before he did it, he wrote on Instagram, putting wings on pigs today. They take one of ours, let's take 2 of theirs. And he wrote that a few minutes before he killed the cops. And then like a bitch, he committed suicide.
Yeah.
Now and then, you know, but my whole thing is this: like, the mayor of New York, all he had to say was, you know, what happened to Eric Garner was unfortunate, but like you said, about let's ride together and let's come together as one. He didn't have to say, I tell my kids to be careful because the cops might shoot them. Obama, and so all thing he had to do was just shut the fuck up and worry about fixing this economy. You know, worry about, you know, how he's gonna fix the unemployment rate. You know, how we gonna get out of this deficit that we're in. You know, we like some $1 billion in deficit. How you gonna get out of that shit? You know, just because he's black doesn't mean you got to comment on every, you know, black issue that happens in this country. Just shut the fuck up and do your job. Like, you ain't got to say nothing else. No, nothing else. So in a way, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's blood on their hands, but you know, the president, the attorney general Eric Holder, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio, they didn't do his country any favors. And I agree with Rudy Giuliani when they said that pretty much the 3 of them held a 4-month propaganda against, you know, the president. I'm not the president, but the police department in both New York and St. Louis. And it's not just going on in those 2 cities. I mean, you got protest riots going all over the country, you know, even here in the Bay Area. And so it's a sticky situation. But now I want to focus my attention on Mr. Sharpton. And Al Sharpton, he's coming out and he's talking about, you know, he's received death threats. Now, here you are protesting about the police department. You're receiving death threats. Who the fuck you think is going to protect your black ass if somebody tries to kill you? You know what I'm saying? Who do you think is going to who's supposed to protect you? And things have gotten so bad in New York that the NYPD is saying that they're thinking about, you know, when they call 911, they just might not even show up because, you know, people protest the police department. So it's kind of like, you know, you want to say F the police, well, F you then. And then actor James Woods, he came out. James Woods, before I go any further, James Woods, he's a, you know, famous actor. He's been around for a long time. He was in Family Guy. He was in Mississippi Burning, I believe. So he's been in a lot of movies. But he came out and criticized Al Sharpton and called him a pig. And pretty much, you know, pretty much, you know, enticing these protests and the riots and stuff like that. And he just pretty much came out and said what he had to say. This is what James Woods, let me pull up the quote, what he said. All right, James Woods said that every time, first he talked about the mayor, saying that every time the Blasio speaks, every police officer in sight should turn his or her backs, especially at the cops' funerals, because that's another issue that the cops don't even want the mayor of New York to even come to the funerals because they're so pissed off, and some of the cops want the mayor to resign. That's exactly what he said. They want him to resign. He also said that James Woods also in Hercules, and he played the voice of Hades. So just people don't know who he is. He's been in a lot of movies. And I take that back. He wasn't in Mississippi Burning. He was in The Ghost of Mississippi. My bad. Ghost of Mississippi. He also said that, so another quote James Woods said is, in honor of all uniformed service personnel in America, let's say our prayers to the officers Lou and Ramos. He also said that he also talked about a race hustler, Al Sharpton, and is Obama's go-to guy. And then he said that you know, Al Sharpton is creepy on all levels. He liked the fatter Al Sharpton.
Me too.
He said the greasier pig is better.
Oh, man.
Then he came out and said that the mayor's cowardice just cost 2 NYPD officers their lives. Then he got on Obama, saying that Obama, turned his back on Americans, saying that because the rallying cry right now is Black Lives Matter. Well, James Wood said, well, Blue Lives Matter too, and that Al Sharpton led a march in D.C. last week as people in New York protested and chanted, well, "What do we want? Dead cops." And then George Wood goes on to say again that he quoted the killer, saying that I'm putting wings on pigs today. That's what cop assassin Lee Brinsley said, and he called Al Sharpton a race baiter. So this guy was shooting, killing cops. He said that Al Sharpton was sitting in his house eating caviar this morning. So he went. James Woods went hard on Al Sharpton. Went hard. And before I let you give your opinion on this, all I have to say is this: is that first of all, Al Sharpton has no interest at all. Never has, in my opinion, been interested in improving race relations. He does not care about opportunities for black people. He is nothing more than a pimp using racial divisionness to fatten his own pockets. You know what I'm saying? Notice, I'm just saying that, like, every time there's an issue, Al Sharpton is the first one there to promote race and all his causes that he sorts up, quote unquote, wants to protest for, and all that other crap. He always comes up with things. They all have something in common. He comes up with things that have little facts to promote his, fear mongering, cases, or he just comes up with, fraudulent lies and makes shit up, like the whole, Mike Brown was on his knees talking with his hands up talking about, don't shoot. That's been proven that never happened. But for some reason, Al Sharpton in his mind, who wasn't even there, so that did happen. I don't know where he came up with that craziness from. Then, and also too, Al Sharpton.
Think about that Rodney King, the 20-year anniversary of it, and then next thing
he's gonna celebrate the 20-year anniversary of Rodney King, but not invite Rodney King. That'll make no sense. And then as soon Al Sharpton always wants to start these protests and stuff like Trayvon Martin. As soon as the story starts to die down, and the American public no longer give a fuck, all of a sudden Al Sharpton no longer gives a fuck. If he's still passionate about the George Zimmerman being acquitted, why after 2 years he's still not protesting to make sure George Zimmerman's locked up? As soon as the story died down and people stopped caring, Al Sharpton stopped caring. And the only thing Al Sharpton is, he's just a pimp who tries to pimp out the victims of these families, and just uses it to get more money, to bleed more money for himself, more TV time for himself. It's not about the victims. It's not about the families. All he cares about is himself. And it's no different. I
don't mean to cut you off, but give them the number so they can call in.
Oh yeah, if you want to call in, the number is 347-826-7068. But to me, man, Al Sharpton, he's just a fraudulent clown who's portrayed to be the voice of black people, with his legitimacy propped up by NBC, while the majority of the black clergy and elected officials remain silent on these issues, shows that they too have little to no interest in improving the lives of the black population, as small as they are, only 10%. And all thing they care about is to keep money coming in the collection basket, so they can get more votes, whether it's the Democratic votes or whatever. And because of that, there's people like Al Sharpton and Barack Obama giving black people this entitlement that we owe shit, that we owe something. We got black people out here crying that they need reparation for slavery, when ain't none of us ever been slaves. White folks in this country, don't never even owe slaves. So why the fuck should they owe us money for something that their ancestors did 300 years ago? It makes no sense. And Val, you can go ahead and say what you have to say on this issue with Al Sharpton.
Well, where my thing is, where is he at? You know, these two police officers was gunned down, cold blood. But where you know, where's the marching? Where is he rallying for them too? I mean,
no, he don't give a fuck about them. What thing he had to say yesterday was he's receiving death threats.
But you know, I mean, it's like, come on. I mean, if you do it for everybody. Don't just do it for us. Don't just do it for the blacks. Do it for the Latinos. Do it for the whites. Do it for everybody. I mean, all white people are not racist, and I'm black. All white people are not racist. You know, I mean, and it's just a small percentage of who really hate black people, and it's a small percentage of black people who really hate white people. But we all, at the end of the day, we all Americans. And, you know, gas and drop down at $2, guys. Let's be happy. Let's enjoy the holidays. All this craziness. Man, gas and drop down to, it's finna drop down to $1 and some change. Everybody to come together and pump some gas and put the click on it.
Yeah, but see, we can't
click on it and let that gas,
But people like Al Sharpton won't let people be happy because the only thing he cares about is just stirring shit up, to get black people all riled up, and just so he can get richer and get fatter and keep money in his pocket. That's all he cares about. This bulldog face motherfucker don't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? He don't care about nothing. All he cares about is getting rich. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna protest. He don't care about the victims of Michael Brown. He don't care about Michael Brown's family. He don't care about Eric Garner stuff. He cares about exploiting them to make more money. And he ain't gonna protest. He ain't gonna protest for the victims, for the families of these two cops that were killed. And he's gonna keep quiet. All that he worried about now is that people trying to kill him.
Now tell me
who's gonna protect him.
Tell me this, Cal, Inspectah. Tell me this. What is the difference between? Tell them the difference between Martin Luther King and Al Sharpton.
Martin Luther King wanted to fight for, rights. He wanted to prove racial issues, not in this country, but in the world. Now, it didn't matter if you were black, white, Hispanic, Indian, Asian, whatever. He just wanted everybody to come together as one. You got to remember, during the civil rights era, it wasn't just black people that were going through what they're going through. It was all minorities. We forget because we don't talk about it in this country, but, at once upon a time, we locked up Asians and put them in concentration camps. Look what's going on right now with the Native Americans. For the last, 238 years that the United States has been a country, Native Americans still don't have, all the rights. Instead of them having the rights that we do, we just put them away in reservations. We act like, that they're extinct. We don't even talk about them. We don't even respect them as human beings at the time. So that's what Martin Luther King fought for everything. Al Sharpton is not fighting for anything. All that he wants to do is get rich, and by getting rich, he exploit these families of these, quote-unquote victims. And again, he's not going to protest for these two cops. If Al Sharpton really gives a fuck, where is he at when it comes to all the black and black crime that's going on in Chicago, that's going on in Detroit, that's going on in Oakland? Where is he at? He's nowhere to be seen. All the time he shows up, if it fits his agenda, which is, a white man, if it's a white person killing a black person, there's Al Sharpton. But if a black person kills a white person, Al Sharpton's nowhere to be found. Or in this situation, a black person kills two cops, Al Sharpton's nowhere to be found. As James Wood said, instead of him reaching out to the families of these cops, he's sitting in his house somewhere in New York, eating his caviar and crackers, drinking a cup of wine, and just chilling. He don't care. He doesn't care. All he cares about is the money. And you could make the same point for Barack Obama, even though Barack Obama might not get the money. But when Eric Garner and Michael Brown happened, he came out talking that nonsense about Black Lives Matter. Where the fuck is Obama when these two cops got killed? Where is he at? When is he gonna make his speech? When is he gonna come out on that? Since he likes to come out on everything else, where is he at? That's what I want to know.
Now, who did you reach? Who was the guy? Because I heard over Michael Graham. Shout out to Michael Graham. I heard on Michael Graham that the guy, the girlfriend speaking on the guy's behalf. and saying he was a good guy and this and that. But it's the same guy last year around the time that jumped on her, smashed the snow cone in her face, and was locked up.
You talking about the shooter, right?
The shooter, yeah. He has a very violent past, man. He was known for doing things of this nature, and I think it wasn't so much of he had more of a mental illness than anything. But I don't think he'd been like, I don't think he had seek help, and that's another case. But
well, he has and I'm looking it up right now. His mother said that his mother came out and apologized for what her son did. She had no idea that her son was capable of doing something like this. He does have a criminal history. I'm about to pull it up right now. He does have a criminal history. Some might suspect, mental illness. I mean, also, you got to be crazy to all of a sudden, say you want to get revenge for Eric Gardner and just kill 2 cops for no reason. But he has a strained relationship with his family. The man, he was only 28 years old, so he was fairly young. He has a criminal history. He was arrested in Ohio for robbery. He was arrested in Georgia for shoplifting. He also carried a concealed weapon. He also arrested again in Georgia for disorderly conduct and obstruction of law enforcement. The New York Times reported that he was convicted of a weapons charge in Georgia in 2011, and he served 2 years in prison. Just got out of prison last year. He was arrested 19 times in both Georgia and Ohio. His troubles, all his troubles in his rap sheet in Georgia led him to move to Brooklyn. But when he moved to Brooklyn, he got his family's from Brooklyn. So I guess he decided to move back home and got into some trouble there in Brooklyn. He has a strange relationship with his family. His mother, he has a sister that lives in Georgia. He hasn't seen his brother. The sister said that she hasn't seen his brother she hasn't seen her brother, in 2 years. He was, just like I said, he was locked up in Georgia. Just got out last year, moved back home to Brooklyn, so she hasn't even seen her in Georgia. He shot his girlfriend in Baltimore on Saturday before going to New York and killing the 2 cops. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So he shot his girlfriend on Saturday in Baltimore, then drove down to New York, and that's where he killed the 2 cops. And like I said, before he killed the cops, he wrote on I think Instagram, today I'm gonna put wings on pigs today. They killed one of ours, I'm gonna kill 2 of theirs, and that's exactly what he did. So I mean, you could say he has mental issues, but at the same time, it's premeditated. I mean, the man wrote about it on social media just a few minutes before he did it. So he had every intention of going down to New York and doing what he did. Now, they don't really talk about too much about the condition of his girlfriend, who he shot early in the day, or early in the morning in Baltimore. But that's a weird situation, and obviously that guy, he has he had some issues. He had some issues, but again, that doesn't excuse what he did.
But think about how the mayor. Thousands of people. There's 1,000 people in New York City that got mental illness. You know what I'm saying? So for you to sit up there and, kind of rally these people up, you putting the police officers' lives in danger.
And that's why the cops want him to resign as mayor.
Yeah, it could happen again. It could happen again. And these are the holidays. These are worst times for that kind of rhetoric, because people don't have no money. People broke. People hurting. People ain't got their families. People depressed. People lonely. People idle minds. People, there's so much go on, and
and like I said, all that honesty. So the mayor of New York has come out and said that for now, the citizens of New York should stop protesting out of respect to the cops. And the people in New York are saying they're not going to stop protesting. They're going to keep protesting anyway. So not only do the cops not give a fuck about what the mayor has to say, but now the citizens will give a fuck about what the mayor has to say. and somebody needs to come in there, whether the mayor resigns and they elect a new mayor in New York or what, but somebody needs to get control of that situation. And right now, it looks like the mayor is losing control of his city.
I like to send a shout out to the NYPD, man. Shouts out to y'all, man. Y'all keep y'all heads up, and in adversity, like this, you have to hold your bearing. Do the right thing, protect the citizens of the community. For you to say, I'm gonna call you. You call, we not gonna come. That's bad. That's bad. You wear that badge for a reason. You wear that uniform for a reason. Do your job. Do your job. Do it to the best of your ability. Do your job. That's my final thought.
Yeah, and not only that, man, just shout out to the whole city of New York. Cause I know there's some good people in New York. I got I got family in New York, and these are some crazy times, and especially in the largest city in the country. I mean, there's too many goddamn people in New York. There's like 20 million people, and so I mean that's a lot of people, and things things can get ugly. Things will get ugly, and like you said, Bud, man, this is a holiday season. I mean, we all should be coming together, and instead we got violence. Now, I would say this, that Eric Garner's daughter, she came out today and she showed support for the NYPD. Well, despite everything that's gone on with her family and what happened to her dad, she's still supporting the NYPD, so that's a good thing for her. But I think everybody should listen to Eric Garner's daughter and just follow her. And let her lead the way and show example that, this is the holidays, just all come together. It's fucked up what happened. It's fucked up what happened to her dad, and you can't just blame all cops for what happened to one person. And, Charles Barkley made an interesting point, and that is that, Eric Gardner was resisting arrest, and those cops had to do what they had to do. But they didn't mean to kill him. They weren't trying to kill him, but they had to use some type of force because, I mean, let's face it, Eric Gardner, I don't know if it's in the videotape, but he's a big dude. He was a big dude, and he had two small cops trying to bring him down. And you can make the argument, like Charles Barkley did, that if he wasn't resisting arrest, Eric Gardner probably still be alive right now. And so that's the situation with that.
And it's like I said, it's a hard pill to swallow when you know that things of this nature is happening over the holidays. But like I said, people of America, let's just have a little bit more compassion for each other as human beings. Keep your humanity. And I'm out. Final thought.
Yeah. That's your final thought. You got nothing else to say?
Nothing else to say on that. Just want to send my shout out to state of Georgia, Atlanta. We're going to go all the way with it. But at the same time, shouts out to Dallas. How about them Cowboys? And just shouts out to, again, all the fathers out there, holding it down for the family. Keep it up. Doing a good job. Fathers don't get enough credit, man. We're going to, every day Father's Day. If you're doing your thing as a father, taking care of these kids, happy Father's Day. Anything you got to say?
No, I mean, we're almost about that time. We're about to sign off. Make sure you check us out tomorrow. We have a little Christmas special, I guess you could say. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Man, time's flying by fast, and it's hard to believe Christmas is already here. It's hard to believe that Thanksgiving was already a month ago. But so we're going to have a little Christmas show for you tomorrow. And that's about it. We'll be back tomorrow. You can check us out. Again, if you missed a live show, you can check us out on Blog Talk Radio and go to our section on the website, and you can replay today's show. And you can also go to our own personal website. It's anthomas24.com/704productions. Productions.
Queen City.
And you can check us out on there. And you can also follow me on Twitter at anthomas23. So we're out. We'll see you tomorrow.
Out.